My name is Dian Harrison. I'm the chair of the Women's Intercultural Network, and I live in Oakland, California.
So the focus of the UN CSW has been around rural women and rural empowerment.
Right.
How would you define the rural woman in 2012? What does she look like?
Well, it's interesting because she looks like a lot of different people. And I think that one of the things that's come out in this particular meeting is that rural women don't only live in Appalachia, or they don't only live, in parts of the South. They live all over this country and all over the globe. And I think that's one of the educational things that's happened for me, is that when you think of rural women, I think being from California, the Central Valley, and that's it in California. But that's not the case. So it's been good to learn.
How would you describe the overall essence of this year's session, the 56th session?
I think the session is good. I think one of the things that really, came to mind for me is that many of the issues that we're talking about and we're dealing with, globally, are issues that we still have in this country. And for me, it would be really helpful and interesting for us to really talk about the United States as a part of a global community with the same issues and concerns that other parts of the world have, and we tend not to do that. So I'm hoping that maybe in future meetings we will include the United States.
Dian, what is your specific story or passion that you're doing to help create that?
Talking, sharing my experiences with people that I come in contact with. My background is in women's health, and reproductive health has always been one of my major passions. And it especially now with the war on women going on in this country, we can't stop fighting for women's right in so many ways, including their health. If we have an issue here in this country, then you can imagine what women in other parts of the world are dealing with. So we still have a lot of work to do.
International Women's Day is coming up. One of the events that our partners are holding in Grass Valley is around looking back, moving forward. Mm-hmm. So what do you think it's going to take to move women forward?
Well, having recently been involved in a conversation, I think people really, or women especially, really need to own their history and where they came from. But once they have that information, then it's own that, make that a part of who you are, but then begin to develop ways to move women forward in general.
What would be your message to women around the world?
Women around the world, know that you have sisters here and that you have sisters in other parts of the world, and that somehow we need to connect ourselves globally, which includes the U.S., to make the changes for women and their families that we know we can make.